Hey guys, Barry at CTech-review. We're gonna do our second trip now on the 2025 Ram RHO. 3 days in the dunes, and we're gonna see what this thing's all about. We're gonna try to meet up and race against some Raptor R's, TRXs, Bronco Raptors, and we'll see what else is out here. And I also wanna do and see how this thing does doing it around, and we're gonna show a little bit on the Can-Am 25 Can-Am Maverick X3. Just for some reference, you can obviously see some squat. Keep in mind, I do not have the Timber Grove airbags on right now. We'll show you where we're at tongue weight wise. What is that? About 600 pounds approximately. Good thing we got a 7.5 foot wide trailer, because dude, this thing is tight with the fender flares. I mean, getting through that door, I got maybe 1.5 inches. Probably should get an 8.5 foot wide trailer, but not gonna do it. This thing works, but man, it's a monster. Got our Hillbilly PPF on again for this trip. Once again, didn't have a chance to get this on right, but this is the 3M stuff and it works really well, and it worked awesome last time at the dunes. I just want to try to protect this place from road debris. We'll reset our fuel economy. I'm curious to see what we get towing. Another beautiful day in Silver Lake, Michigan. What a great view. Such a fun area to come to every time. Lots of good memories. Just a great place to come, no doubt. I'll never get tired of this view. Just incredible. So on the other side of those hills is the play area where you can take all the side-by-sides and recreational vehicles out. But this side over here is just walking path only. Hey guys, here's another product. I talked about this in another separate video, but I'm beginning to love this ice coat cooler more and more. Got it plugged in the back of the Ram, and you gotta remember, if you wanna plug stuff in the bed, you gotta make sure to turn on the 115 volt. We plugged it in the rear many times. But dude, this thing's been awesome. We've been using this in the dunes the last 3 days. We'll kind of strap it down. We don't go crazy, but you can kind of see we got some stuff in here. We just pulled from a hotel room, but you can see we're at 35 degrees. We could put it to just cooler or freezer if we want. The thing I like about it, it saved us on this trip, is the hotel refrigerator went bad in our room. So luckily we brought this so we could keep some stuff cool. But dude, this thing has been an awesome, it's a great size. It's not too big. You can move it around camping, and it's enough for a family of 4 for 3 days. We've had no problems. I think this is the 3rd or 4th trip we've now used it, but pretty sweet that the Ram has this feature built in where we can just set it right in the corner. And then I throw my homemade trap where I can hold the sand car and this thing in place when we're just light riding through the dunes. We won't go through anything crazy with all this stuff in here, but at least it kind of holds it in place right now. If you're interested, I'm going to put a link down below. You can get the exact same version I've got here. Okay, so we got to air the tires down a little bit. Right now we're at like 19 PSI, just because we had to just move the trailer in here. We're up here at Silver Lake here in Mears, Michigan. If you never had a chance to come to this in the Midwest, it is a lot of fun. So far, we've been impressed with this thing. We've had 3 other days out in the dunes. Last video you saw me talk about, I like doing my little bit of paint protection film, sacrificial. I'm going to at some point actually put, this is the 3M version and it works really well, but I just throw this on before each trip, rip it off, throw it away, because I just don't want any road rash or debris flung up in that area. But so far the rock blocks combined with the OEM Mopar boards have done pretty well. We've been super impressed with this truck so far. The thing that I'm really going to be curious to be watching today is temperatures racing. We know that when we've raced our Raptor Rs and Bronco Raptors and other trucks, we'll start seeing 130 to 150 degree intake temps. I'm really curious with the Hurricane, with the water to water intercooler versus the air over water intercooler in the Bronco and the Raptors, if this stays a little cooler. Why is that important? Well, you make more power when your intake temps are lower. So I'll be curious to see what this thing gets up to, as well as temps for the oil temps and transmission and coolant temps. And then we're gonna have a separate video kind of going over this thing, but it'll be really interesting to see how this thing compares in the dunes. This thing's got silly amount of travel. I mean, look at the size of the shocks on this thing, but we're talking like, I think it's either 22 or 29 inches of travel versus the 15, 16 inches in this. Okay, let's do this. Okay, when you're gonna go to the dunes, first thing you notice, your air pressure lights are gonna be showing up. We could be a lot lower, but then we're gonna go into our drive modes here, and I'm gonna put it in, let's see, where's Baja mode? There we go, Baja mode. Now when you go to Baja, it keeps it in 4 auto. We're actually gonna put it in 4 high. I like locking in personally. Traction control's off, all this silly stuff is off now. We are a little bit low in fuel, but we're not going to push it too crazy at the moment. How do you think this compares to the Can-Am coming through here? How it's bump-wise versus the RHO? A little bumpier in this?
Yeah. Can-Am's a little better.
Yeah, right. Can-Am's smooth, but dude, the RHO is smooth, but the Can-Am is butter.
Pardon me.
That thing is a unit. So much fun. To see at what temperature we see the fans turn on in the radiator. You can see our coolant's at 221. Okay, coolant got up 223. We got trans temp 187. Intake temp stay pretty decent on this thing, but I'm curious to see at what temp we're gonna see the fan kick on. But we've been pushing it pretty hard out here. Nothing too crazy, just like 4 or 5 drag races, but okay, it's cooling down now. Fan must be on. Yep, you can feel it blowing. So I'm curious to see, this is real time, I'm not sped up, curious to see. All right, so it's already dropped 6 degrees. Let's see what it goes down to before it shuts off. But look at our intake temps, not bad. Ambient outside, I think is 72, 73. All right, let's see. So it's down to 210 already, so it drops pretty quickly. When racing at Silver Lake against stock powertrain vehicles, even just a tune, my biggest fear has never been a Raptor R or TRX. It's honestly been EcoBoost F-150s and Bronco Raptors because they get such quick jump off the line. If this drag strip was about another 200 feet longer, we'd see different results with the Raptor R and a TRX. Pretty close. Yeah. Raptor R was like right next to us the whole time. It never like left us, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
He's gonna want to do that again for sure. Obviously, if you go and change your tires, put paddle tires or more aggressive tread, results will change. What we like doing is stock versus stock. It makes it more fun that way. I gave him a launch too. Gave him a launch too.
Got another one coming.
Dude, I'm telling you, that axle lock made a big difference, didn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. So all these times we've been running around open in the rear, that's what's been killing us, I think. Huh.
Huge difference.
Huge difference. Walk that Bronco Raptor.
Yep. All right, so you got a Bronco Raptor on your left with the tune.
The Ford Performance tune, right?
And we've got the only other
RHO out here.
RHO
that
to our
color
right.
looks sweet, dude. That tungsten, that's an awesome color.
All right. Well, I have to say,
I think
pretty far ahead.
I think he had a bad launch. I'm gonna tell him something else I just noticed. His one front wheel wasn't, I don't think he's locked in the front. See, he can lock his, we can't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that'd help him get a little better traction. Got TRX and RHO. How cool is that? Just sitting here idling. It'll get up to 225 and you can hear the fan kick on now. Drops it down pretty quickly. To be about it. Drops it back down to 212. It's climbing back up. Just finishing a good day Duning. I bet I put at least 40 passes on this thing. Can-Am's performing awesome. And actually, I'm going to show you one of the benefits of the little last fit. Thing's set to 19.5 PSI. I'm not trying to fully blow these tires up because we're going to probably come back out tonight, but I don't want to be connected to the trailer and then go driving around on asphalt at 8 to 10 PSI. So we're going to put about 19, 20 PSI in the tires, go set the trailer out, and come back this evening in the RHO. So you can kind of see how much squat these tires got right now. Sitting about, let me see, about 10 PSI. We got these two done now. Got both these at 19.5 PSI. So not full, not planning to be full because I can still get back on the dunes tonight if I wanted to, but at least I can move the trailer and not feel so bad on the tires. 18 PSI set to 19.5. It's at 3/4 full. Now, I have done this exact same process now. This is the second time, all 4 tires. So I'm on the 7th tire going from like 8 PSI up to 20. And it's not even used 1/4 of the battery. So this thing's gonna be a perfect little tool on a 35-inch tire. It's also gonna work awesome on the side-by-side. If you guys are interested, I'll put a link down below of this last foot air compressor. But I've been using this now on both dune trips and pretty impressed so far. How mean do these new LEDs on the front of the RHO look? By the way, getting the chance to seeing the tungsten blue, or I think it's tungsten. Dude, that color looks so sick on the new RHO. I love it. So there we are, 19.5 PSI. We will now go do the rear tire. So we got this rear tires at 8 PSI. Works pretty well though with the RHO being low like that for traction. There we go. Just caught this 19.5 PSI. Okay, so we've done 8 tires now from 8 to 19 PSI plus the side-by-side, and we still got 3/4 of battery. It's a tight fit, man, with these new fender flares on the back. I want you to see, look how close that is to the inside of the door. I'm gonna say from the outside of that aluminum edge right there to the side of the fender, it's 1.5 inches on each side, and this is 7.5 foot wide trailer. So the good news is, if I know that clears, I know I got a bunch of clearance for some paddles to get this thing in. Not as busy as I was expecting at Silver Lake this weekend. I really thought it was going to be crazy packed. So this is Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, and I'm just kind of surprised. I really thought it was going to be busier. The fact that we were able to show up and get a Dune voucher today for the parking lot blew my mind. Complaining though, because it's happy to not see all that traffic out here. Kind of funny, in the RHO earlier, chasing the Can-Am, now you get to kind of see. Thought it'd be funny. She's gonna blast the front end. Nope, did all right. No damage to the RHO on this trip. We took it pretty chill through any of the severe whoops, which was fine. We did try to line up to one of the TRXs we saw running around, and it would have been cool because it was the same color truck as mine. Really nice guy, but we did line up to him one time, and unfortunately after the one ride, he did blow an antifreeze line off. We were able to help fix it and get him back on the road. Nice guy, nice truck, but unfortunately we couldn't line up again. Okay, so after 3 days straight of duning with the RHO, second trip, now pushing it, what are my thoughts? We probably had, oh man, at least 20, 30, maybe 40 drag races here at Silver Lake. Not one time did I have a trans issue, cooling issue, nothing. I'll show you that. You can obviously see the temperature as the stuff was getting warm. Nothing seemed crazy. Coolant temps, Transmission temps, I never really saw more than like 190, 194 range. That's like nothing. I used to see, we'll see 220, 225 in the Bronco Raptor, F-150 Raptor, Raptor R. Oil temps never saw higher than like 215, 220. We saw 245, 250 in the F-150 Raptor R. So suspension-wise, how does this compare to the Bronco Raptor? Being a little bit longer wheelbase, I think is pretty helpful. The plushness, I think the Raptor's got to beat by just a little bit. It's not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, we're talking like a 10% difference probably. Power-wise, though, this Hurricane is an animal. We've been running 93 octane this entire trip here. Didn't push it as hard on this trip the rest of the Dune. Yeah, we hit some whoops and stuff, but we really spent most of our time with the Can-Am. I'm going to show you guys a super cool feature I didn't realize the Ram has, which is awesome if you go to the dunes and drop your air pressures down a lot. It's called tire fill assist. The horn will go off when it'll let you know when you hit the proper pressure, which for these tires is 38 PSI. Let me show you where the screen's at. This is where you go into your settings, go into safety and driving, and then hit tire fill assist. Make sure that's on, and then it will honk, and your tires will be at 38 PSI. I want to show you guys I'm gonna remove these to kind of show you how these sacrificial layers work. So, you know, these things are definitely working, and it's set up, the stand was set up pretty good. So I didn't even see much area impacted here. You got a little stand in here, but yeah, basically I just do this at the end of each trip, peels right off, and that's it. Good to go. Gotta love the connector in the back here. We got two 4S batteries putting in storage mode while we're driving. Kind of nice to have that feature. This is now 6 days of Dune use here in 2025 in the RHO. No issues. Everybody was impressed with this. The fact we were running with a Raptor R, I raced the guy 3 different times, Bronco Raptors. We ran man, what was the other one? I tried to get a TRX to line up, but he just kind of blew past. We never got a chance to even line up at the drag strip. But I'm still loving this Hurricane, not any issues. This thing is a great engine for anybody thinking, you know, this is a good setup to go if you're looking at this or the Raptor. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.